Today we'll be looking at social surveys, right? So why do we do social surveys? Okay, the main purpose is actually to collect information from a group of people. Okay, so there are a few reasons why we do social surveys. The first one is for research purpose. We want to conduct a research to understand certain things or to solve certain problems. So we want to yield responses and insights from the public. So that is why we are doing a survey. Alright, so as said earlier, it is to garner feedbacks and insights. It is also a formal means of collecting data. Okay, and the main methods are actually interviews and structured questionnaires. So we want to understand what other people think. Okay, the feedbacks, what they think, what they have to say about this issue. Okay, it is a formal means, it's systematic and formal way to actually collect data instead of just randomly asking people. It has a system that you follow so that the information or data that you have collected is more accurate. And there are two main methods here. We conduct an interview, okay, or we just send out structured questionnaires. Right, interview is where maybe phone interview, we call that person, we ask certain questions, they answer us and we record their conversation or answer, or we can actually meet them face to face to do that. There are two types of questionnaire. The first one is called the close-ended or pre-coded questionnaire. This is like where the participants will actually choose from a limited range of responses. It's yes or no questionnaire. The scale questionnaire, we call it the Likert scale, like strongly agree, disagree, agree, neutral. Okay, these are scale questionnaire, Likert scale or MCQ. There are already answers that you have pre-entered so that they actually just choose from there. Okay. The next type of questionnaire is what we call the open-ended questionnaire. There are no preset choices of answers, and it allows the individuals to write whatever they feel like writing and whatever their answers are. Okay, so the main disadvantage with pre-coded is because the answers are selected by the researchers, so they may have imposed their own views on the participants and not really what the participants feel. Okay, so there are a few ways of administering the survey. It's either sending questionnaires by post or by email. Okay, simply this one is the traditional one lah. It's where we actually print out the questionnaire and send it to them by post or by email. That is the more modern way. Okay, or just simply putting the questionnaire online. Okay, just put it on Facebook, WhatsApp, send it through, and they can actually fill it out from there. And doing a structured interview in person, okay, this is why I told you face-to-face interview, phone interviews. Alright, so how do you now administer a survey? Okay, so first of all, you have to define a goal. What is the main purpose of you doing this survey? Why do you want to do this survey? Okay, let's say you are doing a survey on going green. Okay, the purpose is to understand how many people are aware of this. Okay, so you have to create the right questions. Okay, so you have to come up with questions that's related about going green. Okay, for the right participants. So participants would not be kids or children. It will be adults like us or teenagers even. Okay, so by knowing what's your purpose, right, you will be able to know what kind of question that you should create and how should you create and send out the questionnaire. So you are creating going green questionnaire, so you know the type of survey that you want to have is actually something that is easy to fill out. Okay, you send it through online because you are dealing with teenagers or adults, people who actually know how to use the computer. Okay, and appropriate sample size. So this going green is to talk about something that is quite general, something that everybody should be doing. So it's the public will be your participants. So you know already the inclusion and exclusion criteria in terms of answering this question. So you know already that you are not going to send to kids, so the questionnaire don't have to be too simple. Okay, you do not need to have too many pictures or whatever not. Okay, so as soon as you know what the purpose is, you will know how and to whom you should actually send this questionnaire out to. Okay, so participant selection. You choose the participants that will be able to effectively answer your questionnaire. Okay, so going green is something that is more modern, so you know it should be for adults and young adults and also emerging teenagers basically. So these are the people. Okay, so the inclusion and exclusion criteria, so is very important, so that you send the questionnaire to the right people. And for instance, if you want to do a survey for teenage mothers, so you should actually not send this questionnaire out to people who bore children at the age of 20 and above, because they are no longer teenagers. Okay, so once you have the participants, the goals set, now it's time for you to schedule setting. Okay, so you have to plan out a schedule. So you have to start by creating the questionnaire, and then time frame for standardization or revision. So now you have created, right? You still need to revise any grammatical errors. Is it really the questions that are being asked? Is it effective or not to actually yield the feedbacks or the responses that you want? If everything yes, no, you will not be able to yield any response or insights. Okay, so you need to pick the questions carefully as to what to ask. If everything yes, no, then your percentage should be like 50%, 49%. So you need to actually think about that clearly. Then mark your calendar for the period of admin. So how long do you want to administer this questionnaire? Is it 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? So you need to set a time frame. After that, now that you have created, you have standardized it, you have set a time period to collect data, now you must stop collecting data. You have to summarize and analyze your data and present it in the report. And then the last one, of course, is a budget planning. So for some big scale, large scale surveys, right, they require money. Okay, because interviews and all that, not everybody is willing to be interviewed. So you need to give a small incentive like a voucher or a free gift or a token of appreciation to them. So all this require money. Okay, but of course, if your questionnaire is just small scale, you can create it on a Google form and then just send it out, ask your friends to answer. But if it's a very long one, people will be more reluctant to spend time answering it truthfully. They might just breeze by just simply clicking and answering the questionnaire. So yes, so you need to think about the budget here. Okay, so because you need to buy some souvenirs or token appreciation so that your participants will want to answer it. Okay, so first of all, of course, you need to consider the number of people. So if it's just like 30, 50, 60, it's no problem. But if you are looking at 20,000, 30,000, then that's a lot. So you need to actually set a budget. So yeah, so budget planning is also important, only if it's a large scale kind of survey. But if it's a small one, it wouldn't be a problem. Okay, so basically, just to recap, we have two types of questionnaire. One is the open-ended and one is the closed-ended questionnaire. Closed-ended means preset answers. Open-ended, no preset answers. Okay, so basically you can administer it by sending by post, emails, online, okay, face-to-face interviews or phone interviews. Okay, so how to start administering a survey? It is to understand what your goals are, who are your participants, how are you going to do it, and also the budget. Yeah.